Hey guys, a lot of people have been asking about splitting the ears on a wolf or removing the cartilage from the link. I'll show you guys right quick here how to split the ears, the cartilage on a lynx ear, and removing the cartilage from his ear. It's pretty simple.
Okay, you see here, this one here is already done. See, there's his ear there, huh? This is what I took out of there. That's the cartilage on his ear. This came out of there. You see this one here? This one isn't done yet, huh? So we'll take that out of there. These little Havalon knives here, these are real nice for this. I usually start right on the back side here and just clean up all this cartilage and stuff, or fat. So we'll just go like this. Now right on the top of the ear here, there's one piece of cartilage there. It's just a small little piece. It runs up this way here. You can feel it in here, huh? It's here and it kinda runs up here, so take a knife with a real sharp point and right underneath it, you just slide it under there. Slide this up. Now you see here, this is a piece of heavy cartilage. I'll stand on the other side of you here so we get a little better lighting. So you hold that up and always skin up. So there, we got that started there. Now this back side here, same thing, you follow it up the ear here till you can see where the cartilage and the skin meet. I don't know how well you can see that, you can kind of see it there. So we just skin up just a little ways. Yeah. Now the back side of the eardrum right here, I always I make a little finger hole in here because this is where I'm going to put my finger in. So I'm going to split that open. Now I can get my finger in there and you could actually feel the cartilage in the ear in here, huh? So I'll just go this way here and just get it started. Now you can see all along here, you can see it, and I'm feeling with the inside of my finger. So I'm going to go all the way around this and you can just see it slide out, huh? Start all the way around the ear. And as I'm skinning this cartilage, I'm feeling with my finger on the inside of my thumb, huh? So you just follow. You can see it too. If you're pretty familiar with skinning pelts, you know you shouldn't have a problem doing this. Of course, the first time I ever did this, it was real tough. I was like, how the hell do you even know what the hell you're skinning? But again, you're feeling it. And you can see it, so you're just going to very gently skin the cartilage from the ear pelt. So now I got this much skin. Now you can kind of push it out. You can kind of see right there. That's where you want to be cutting. These Havalon knives are real good for this. They're surgical knife, interchangeable blades. This is a smaller blade on it. These work real good for this. This is what you do when you when you do a wolf, but you don't cut the cartilage out for taxidermy. You just split it, otherwise it won't dry, huh? But it's pretty much the same thing I'm doing right now. So there we go. And if you want to get a little better idea, actually we'll go a little farther first here and I'll show you. But so now I got probably half of the ear skinned out there, huh? And again, I'm pushing on the inside and skinning. You can see her. You want to skin this pretty much right to the very tip of the ear. You want to get most of this cartilage out. Yeah, the first time I ever did this, I cut the tips of the ear off. You know, I skinned too far, or skinned just a wrong little piece of it, and my pelt had didn't have the tip of his ear on it. So there we go. Now you get a better idea. You could really see it good there, huh? So I'm just gonna go along that. Just very gently, very gently, just skin that cartilage. Of course, the first time you'll do this might be a little bit tough and it might take a little while, but you know, after you do a few, it's nothing really. Same as doing the feet or anything else. Now that's just about, now once I got that much, I'm going to cut the back of this cartilage here. I'm going to open up my little finger hole there just a little bit more. So now you could flip this out if you wanted to and just see where you're at. So I'm just about right at the tip of the ear, huh? I got a little bit left there to do. And of course you're feeling with your finger as well. So it's kind of hard to do this trying to film it. You know, I usually don't do it in this position. Trying not to block the light. Okay, so that's just about skinned, just about got her skinned just about to the tip. So that looks pretty good. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start cutting the cartilage off from the bottom side here. Of course you want to trim up as much of this shit as you can get off too as well, because that's eventually going to have to come off. So take that off with the ear. Okay, so that's what we got now. So now, again, you could feel the pelt. You could feel where the cartilage starts. So I'm going to poke my knife right through in the very bottom of the cartilage here. Just going to make a little hole just to get it started. Now I'll use this Havalon knife, and I'm going to cut the cartilage off this ear now. Trying not to get in the light here. Gonna go all the way around. Now when you're done here, it's gonna look like the very first time is like, well, gee, that sure left a big hole in it. You know, what did I do wrong? But you tack that closed later on, huh? What you don't want to do is cut on the ear part, because if you don't cut the cartilage, you're cutting the ear pelt. And that's what we're trying to save here, huh? You know, just gently, you know, just take your time, you know, there's no big hurry for it. Here too, you know, I'm going to skin just a little bit more down here. And again, I can see and feel with my finger. Now I'm going to go on the inside here, so now there's my hole started. Now I'm just going to cut this cartilage as close to the pelt as I can, all the way around. Now you see here, so there, I'm just about done here. Now you can see how much of the ear left. So I got it skinned. Again, I'm feeling I got it skinned right up to there, so I'm just going to follow the cartilage here very gently. You don't want to cut the tip of your ear off. That'd just be no good. So I usually go about this far. Now I'm looking okay. I got a little bit left. I usually take it a little bit farther here. You want to get as close to the tip as you can. I always leave a little bit just because it's real tough. It gets real thin at the very top here. Just about got her here. Trying to get the camera on what I'm doing. So that's it. There's the ear cartilage. So now what you're left with is the ear. Again, it looks like a big hole, but You see there's still a little bit left on here. You could trim this up here if you want a little bit, but to me that's pretty damn good in my books. So now all I do with these now, just to finish it off, I take a little Martin arm stretchers. These go in on the inside here. I'm just going to tack these here so they dry nice and straightly, because when I flip this pelt over, I'm going to tack these ears forward to cover up these holes. So just like this. Just like that. And of course I'll do the same thing on this side. Use another stretcher. Tack this open. Otherwise, if you don't tack it, then your ears will dry all, you know, they'll get sucked up and it just looks a little shitty. And again, you know, this is just the way I do it. I'm sure there's hundreds of different ways to do it, but that's the way I do it. Okay, now it's done. That's it. Those ears, cartilage are taken out. They go in the bait thing, bait bucket. That's it. You see, that's what a 22 does. Any hole, exit hole. If that was an HMR, then it wouldn't be an exit hole. This one was shot with 22 long rifle. Okay guys, hope you guys learned something.